Empire of Lust. I was watching the trailer and I went to the comment section and someone said, this movie should be called Empire of War because that's all I see in the trailer, it's all war. And then someone said, no, trust me, there's plenty of lust in there. And I was like, well, shit, I'll watch that. Because I'm not into war movies. It's not like a thing for me. And especially historical movies. Especially Korean historical movies. Like, I know nothing about history. And I have no interest. So, like, I don't watch historical dramas and all that. Like, it's not my thing. So, I was a bit on the fence. But I was like, you know what? Kang Ha-Neul's in this. I've seen pretty much everything else he's done. Let's fucking do this. And I was supposed to watch Monstar, that TV drama, but I couldn't find it anywhere, like, subbed, and I'm still like, am I crazy? Is it up? And I'm just stupid, and I cannot find it, so I was pissed that I couldn't find it, and I was like, fuck it, I'll watch this movie. And, it was good. It was alright. It was like 2 hours of lust, that's true, but honestly I was a bit pissed off by the end. I was like not having it. I was really into it for like the first hour, maybe a little bit longer, but then afterwards I was just like, this is bullshit. I know it's based on like the true story of not emperor, king, he's not a king either, Kim Min-Jae, whatever. Kim Min-Jae was the main guy. I called him Boring Man because I could not for the life of me remember the names of people. I remembered Kim Min-Jae because that's easy enough. But then the second guy, I called him Fun Man, and then Kang Ha-Neul is Kang Ha-Neul. So that's my... Oh, and the main girl is the crazy bitch. So that's how I get around learning names in movies and dramas and idol groups and everything else. Like, I have my nicknames for people. It's easier that way. So, basically, Boring Man, it's like his son is marrying, or he's married to the princess, so, you know, he's related now to the king's family and all that. He was an orphan that was taken in by this guy who, I'm not sure, a general or something, and, you know, his son, Kang Ha-Neul, marries the princess. And the most interesting part was actually Kang Ha-Neul, because his character was fucking insane. I had no idea what kind of character he would play. I figured he was gonna be sort of like the useless son that just likes to party and drink and be with girls. But he actually was fucking crazy. His favorite pastime was to rape girls, and his friends would just like grab girls and give it to him and like... Yeah, that was a whole thing, like, he just like doing that. But his character was interesting because you never really get into why he's like this. I figured it was sort of a combination of a lot of things. Like, his mother was always very, you know, like, motherly, like, way too motherly. Like, she was just always babying him, but his father was very rough on him. And he didn't really want to marry the princess, he just wanted to have fun with his friends. So he was forced into this marriage, and I feel like he was just a bit crazy on the inside, and, you know, he didn't feel like dealing with the pressure of being connected to the king and the princess, and so a combination of all these things made him fucking crazy. So, but I actually enjoyed his storyline the most, even though it was quite brief. And then Boring Man, aka Kim Min-Jae, he was just like very by the books, whatever, until he falls in love with a courtesan. And he fucking takes her home. He has a wife and a child, and he fucking takes her home. And I'm just like, okay, this is happening, this is interesting. But then, you know, she turns out to not be exactly who she says she is. And this is where it gets ridiculous to me, because I'm like, okay, sweet, she's actually fucking crazy and evil. I'm into this. I like that she's a villain. But then it's like, you know, she has like a whole plan against him and shit, but then it's like, oh, but she actually has feelings for him now, and it's like, oh, like, I know this is based on a true story or whatever. How true is it, though? Like, when it's like historical movies, they actually do whatever the fuck they want. I'm so done with movies like the villain cannot just be a villain. Like, why? Kang Ha-Neul was just a villain for the sake of being a villain, and that was fucking great. So why do we have to humanize villains all the fucking time? Can't she just be crazy? Can't she just be evil? Can't she just betray everyone in her path? Why does she have to, like, fall in love with him and shit? I was so fucking done at that point. The second she was, like, doubting if she should betray certain people, I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm not into this. The ending, I liked. You know, the big picture, I liked. But everything that, like, led up to the ending, I was, like, not having it. There was some cool fight scenes, lots of sex scenes, like, lots of graphic sex scenes, and I was like, I was in my room watching it, I was like, I pray to God, like, my mom doesn't walk in. It's like, it's not like I'm a little kid, I watched this shit, but it's like, shit, it was graphic, so be warned, be prepared, it's Empire of Lust for a reason. And yeah, just my favorite character was Kang Ha-Neul. My second favorite character was Fun Man. So Fun Man was the guy that looks like Kim Min-Jae, so at first I didn't know who's who because they looked like they had the exact same, like, facial hair and, like, the clothes and shit. And I'm like, shit, how am I gonna fucking distinguish these people for 2 hours? But it was actually quite easy. Kim Min-Jae is the boring one, the other guy is the fun one. Easy enough. So, and, like, I couldn't figure out what the relationship was at first. Fun Man basically wants to have, like, private armies. So he's, like, training people privately at his property and whatever. While Boring Man is just basically, like, the king's right hand. And he does everything the king tells him to. And he wants to, like, unify the armies. And they want to, like, attack this village, this river or something. For what reason, I have no idea. I'm sure people familiar with history will know. It wasn't explained. I have no idea why they want to attack. It's fine. But I was on Fun Man's side throughout the whole thing because Boring Man was just so fucking boring. And I know he was the main character and you're supposed to, like, root for him, but it's like, fucking shit. Just let the man hunt. Like, he fucking, like, the king was like, no, you can't hunt anymore. So Fun Man goes and, like, fucking loses his mind. They just wanted to play polo and hunt a little bit in the woods. Like, let the man have some fun. Like, what the fuck? And I just really liked Fun Man. That's it. Like, he was just great. He was such an asshole, but in a good way. He was always just, like, so relaxed about everything. And, you know, there was one moment where I was wondering if he was involved in, like, in something, you know, in a certain situation with betrayal. And I was like, is he though involved? Because it's like, every time I look at him, he looks so done with everything. Like, I don't got time for this shit. I don't got time for, like, conspiracy theories and betrayals and fucking mutinies. I have to play polo. Like, I fucking love this guy. So, Fun Man, yay. Boring Man, boo. Kang Ha-Neul, he was in it. And that's about it. I really liked his character, and that's about it. So, if you like historical dramas and shit, great. If you like graphic sex scenes, great. And if you like some fighting, not so great. There wasn't a lot of fighting, but there was a lot of bullshit, especially at the end. If you like villains not being villains anymore, that's great. And go Fun Man, I guess.
어떻게 세운 나라인지 잘 알 것이네. 내 곁에서 나를 위해 칼을 들게.
전 그 누구의 사람도 아닙니다. 칼로 왕을 모시고 백성을 지킬 뿐.
필요할 땐 손에 피를 묻게 하시더니 지나고 나니 피 묻은 놈은 필요가 없어진 것이겠지요.
우리 아비들의 피땀으로 세운 나라에서 자식들이 덕 좀 보려는데 일이 꼬이나.
때가 된 것 같습니다.
이 수호자가 다 처리하게 싸웁니다.
약조하지 않았더니 지키겠다고.